All right, welcome to DreamCloud Millennial Tech. Today we're going to be continuing the build of Millie Mini AI. And in the last video we got to hear, this was basically the upper post assembly process. And now we're going to draw up here the upper shelf. I tried to attach this to the upper shelf right here. This guy, I tried to make that a binder, and then I tried to just draw up here, but that didn't really work. It didn't know how to attach it. I guess maybe because I'm using a reference point in the assembly, and it's somehow looping back and breaking. So don't do that. What you want to do is hide the assembly, open up your parts, and we're going to make a new part. So basically, just be in the model right here. Right? So you're just right here, and we're going to click on create body, right? And then up here, we're going to go into placement, click on this, and then just add 200 to the Z orientation, and click OK. And then when we click create a sketch, we click that plane, and then we're good to go. So basically this guy right here is up here. So let's make sure that all of these are turned off, right? And we'll figure out where we're going to have to put that local coordinate system to make it, to insert it properly. But for now, we just have the part to make. So let's go back. Let's do our typical center, rounded rectangle, center. Click this, right? Hit save, close, pad it, 10, perfect, body, appearance, this one's gonna be orange. Just these top two, close it, transparency 50, close, save. So we have that up here now, right? And then one more, create a sketch. (180, 180, 10). Again, same thing, rounded, center, close, save it, pad, 5, okay, right? So now we have that up there, exactly where we want it, right? Now what we're going to do is select that, go into Assembly 4, new part. Oh, you know what we need to do? Let's rename this. Upper shelf, and then save it. New part, upper shelf part, right? So we're going to throw this in there, and then we're going to throw this in there, right? And it looks like our origin is going to be fine. So let's turn that off. Let's hope this works. We're going to go insert part, upper shelf part, insert, parent assembly, okay, turn off parts, turn on assembly, and we're good. Okay, so that worked. So what that means is essentially what happened was we tried to attach this guy right here. We tried to create him from this reference, right? Obviously, like that would make sense, but that broke it. That completely broke the drawing. So what we had to do is just start up here, and then as we created this guy, right? As we created that guy, we just told him that it's 200 millimeters as the placement. So just think about it that way. Okay? And that was down here. So as you're starting to create this body, we just placed it where it needed to be. But this local coordinate system origin point for the part came in as the origin point there. So that point is still referenced in the part. And then when we go to put it in the drawing, that point right there was used to anchor it to the origin point of the assembly, which is right there, right? So then those two points match up. So we're good, right? And the good thing about this is that when we want to create the next one, right? So let's turn off assembly again. We'll turn on parts. Now we can use this as a binder. So we can go to create new body, and we can do something like top shelf, right? And then for the top shelf, we're going to do upper shelf binder. So now this is clean. And then we're going to do, turn that off, create a sketch, right? And then this is going to be the same thing, rounded rectangle. Center. 180 first. 180. 10. Save it. Pad. 5. Okay. The binder went away, so we can bring back the upper shelf. Top shelf appearance. Orange. Or whatever color you prefer. Cool. Now we have the top shelf, right? We'll do the full one. Center. 200. 215. Close. Save it. Pad it. 10. Perfect. Right? Just like we did underneath. And then we'll do it one more time. Create a sketch. Boom, 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 boom. 200, 215. And then 180, 180. Oh, you know what? One 180, and 10. Hopefully it's good. Good. Cool. Pad that. That's going to be 20. And we're good to go. Done. Right? So now we have top shelf, and we need to put that into a part. So new part, top shelf part, right? That goes in there. That goes in there. Top shelf part. We can keep the origin the same. And then we can turn off parts. Wait a second. Oh, we never put our top shelf in the top shelf part. So make sure that your body, right? And then that origin point is there. I'm guessing it's going to be the same as the assembly origin point. So now we need to insert the part, top shelf part, insert, parent assembly. Okay, done. Rename, top shelf part, assembly, right? And then turn off all parts, because the parts are just kind of reinforcing it. You can see how it gets less transparent because you've got double layers there. So just make sure that all of these parts are in the right order. So we've got bottom shelf, lower post, middle shelf, upper shelf, top shelf. We don't have an upper post part. We only have upper post parts in the assembly, as they're just referencing the actual parts. And we never modeled any of these. We just modeled one, and it's right there. Lower post part. Cool. So we are good to go, right? We've got these two. Let's go back into the upper shelf part. Let's turn off this. Let's go back into our parts. The upper shelf part, right? Open that up. Click on here. Create sketch. We can turn off the rest of these. And we want to make... we did some details that I had to delete because of how we were trying to basically start this video. So we need to remake those. So here's the reference points or reference lines, right? This is this tool right here, create external geometry. Create those, and then we're going to make these regular rectangles. 78, 10, 10, 78, 10, 78, 78, and 10. Cool, right? So these have all the freedom they need. And what we're going to do is we're going to center these first. So grab the symmetry tool, click on this guy and that guy, and then that line. And if we need to, delete that, right? And then let's do that again. This guy and that guy and the line. I don't know why there's always this over constraint thing that happens, but if there is, and it's just one, go ahead and delete it. See how these are fixed to the lines now? So we hit the symmetry tool, click that, click that, click that. Okay, now they're all good. Now we just need to create a constant coincidence. Essentially, we're going to be clicking that and the line, right? Do it again. That guy and the line. That guy and the line. That guy and the line. Cool. Save it. So now we got these. Hit pad. 10 is what we want. And we're good to go. So that created that little detail. If we go ahead and turn the parts off, we can see that that detail is referenced in the assembly as well. So let's see. I'm not sure how long it's been, but we can probably do a few more things. Why don't we create the holes here, at least? So let's do that too. So turn off the assembly, go back into parts. Actually, let's move this, right? Upper shelf needs to be above there, and then top shelf needs to be above there. So it's in order from lowest all through these, middle, all through these, and then upper and top. So all of this is in order now. Yeah, turn off the assembly, turn on your parts, and then we're going to create a sketch on here. But first what we're going to do is measure quickly. This is a cheat, right? Measure from here to here, 160, right? And then we're going to measure from here to here, and that's 30. Cool. So 160 and 30, those are the only two numbers we need to carry in. So close that. We're going to go to the lower shelf, right? This guy. And then oh no, not the lower shelf. How dare I? Upper shelf. Upper shelf, this guy right here. Click on that. Click create sketch. Hide all these guys. Right? And then we're going to create the guideline. So go back up here, make sure it's all blue, hit square, hit center, click on the center, 160, right? 160. Let's create these 4.2, 4.2, 4.2, 4.2, 4.2, 4.2, 4.2, 4.2, 4.2, and then we can do these. Okay, make sure that's on here. 4.2. So make sure these are on the lines, right? Just grab them and shake them. All right, we can do this guy here, there, there. I'm gonna see if I can just draw one on the corner here. That worked. That worked. That worked. Okay. And then we're gonna dimension these, right? This guy and that guy, and that's 30, right? This guy and that guy, 30. This guy and that guy, 30. Thirty. 30. 30. 30. Cool. Fully constrained. All right. We're back to the races. Close it. Save it. Pocket. 10. Enter. Cool. So that gives us those mounting holes, which, if we turn off the parts and we go into the assembly, now let's hide the upper, this guy. Now you can see that these holes align with those ones, right? So now we have mounting holes. So we've got basically all these posts are complete. We've got the middle shelf. Let's go in here really quickly and just change this a little bit. So turn that off, turn that on. And then if we go into the body, we just need to do the other chamfers. So click chamfer, make sure you're saving this, and then hit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And let's do it on the bottom too. Right? And let's change that to 2. Hit OK. And we're good to go. So that's it. I really like that because it's centered right there and it's centered right there. So to me, this feels good, right? We can close that, we can close that, we can turn that off, we can turn that on. And now we can see that change has been reflected in the drawing. I'm gonna turn that off. I'm gonna turn, I'm just looking for that. There it is. Cool. So now we've got this. I think that is going to be a good place to stop right now. So we basically have the entire mass of the robot right now. And then in the next video, we're going to go under here. And we're going to start to detail this guy and this guy. And we're going to, if I use this as a reference, right? If I use this as a reference, this is what we're building. We need to add holes here. We need to add a hole in the center. And then we need to add holes down here. And then we need to add a hole in the center. And then some of these holes correspond to the wheel. So we're going to create this basically like a little foot, I call it. Foot, the feet. So we need to create the little feet. We need to create the wheels. So in the next video, we are going to kind of finish up the body and create these feet, hopefully I can do that all in one video. And then when that's done, we will go up to the neck because I'm going to add some details from here. We're going to go up to the neck. We'll create the neck piece. And then finally, we'll create the face up here for this guy, A9 Plus. So we've done the A7, we've done the A9, and now we're going to do the A9 Plus. So that's going to be in the next video. So stay tuned for that. See you in the next video.